I want to tell you a little bit about this Rock Hard 4x4 Extreme Duty RH-4010 front bumper. Now, a couple of the key features about this bumper is it has your light tabs on the top. It has your 1-inch D-rings. It has your winch plate already built into the bumper. Fair lead mount. It's all laser cut and CNC bent and welded together. It has the option to have our steering box protector bolted onto it. It has the 1-inch D-rings for your clevises. It also has the bolt holes down here for our tow bar brackets. A lot of Rock Hard 4x4 customers are towing their Jeeps behind their motorhomes or towing to the place that they're actually out wheeling. One thing that we do is we build tow bar brackets for Reese, Demco, Roadmaster, pretty much most of the major brand of tow bar manufacturers in the industry. This bumper is available in steel and in aluminum, and it bolts onto the frame using factory hardware, so it's an easy install. Another key feature about this Rock Hard 4x4 front bumper is you notice how it's tapered on each side. This taper coming up gives you protection to keep your fenders from getting dinged up or damaged when you're out wheeling. It also gives you adequate clearance for when you're approaching up to an obstacle. Before we can install our Rock Hard 4x4 front bumper on our TJ, YJ, and CJs, we got to remove the factory front bumper. Now, on some of them there's a plastic panel here. A lot of times there's just a couple Phillips screws holding that in place. On this one here, we're going to use a Torx T55, and we're going to remove the factory bolts that hold it onto the frame. There'll be 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom on each side. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Now, on some models, there is a factory fog light that mounted here also. You'll notice that on the Rock Hard 4x4 bumpers, there's an area for that to be installed also. Now that we've went ahead and removed it, the bolts that hold it onto the frame, we're going to go ahead and remove it off. As you can see, this TJ has been around the world a couple times. It has a little bit of dirt in the bumper. But you got your bolt holes here that hold the factory nuts in place. Sometimes it is common for this one to fall down in. If it is, it's inside that tube and you can reach in there and take it out. Now that we've removed the factory front bumper, you have the frame exposed on each side with the bolt mounting locations on top and bottom. Now we're going to go ahead and set this bumper on the end of the frame, and we'll go ahead and install the factory hardware back in place. Now that we've went ahead and installed the bumper on the end of the frame, we're going to use a Torx 55 and a ratchet and go ahead and install the factory hardware back into place. Now, you'll use the 2 bolts on each side and 1 on the bottom for mounting it. Now, one thing to keep in mind is on this particular bumper, it is easier if you do mount the winch before you put the bumper on the end of the frame. Here's an accessory for your Rock Hard 4x4 front bumper. These are available on the TJ, YJ, and CJ series of bumpers. This is a steering box protector. This steering box protector goes right down here on this bottom plate that's on the bumper, and it just bolts on in place and it covers up your steering box. Now, you're going to bolt it on using a 5/16 Allen and a 3/4 inch ratchet. Now we're going to go ahead and install this. We're going to go ahead and put it up in place, put the bolt through, put the nut on the top side, go ahead and install the other bolt, put the nut on it, and we'll go ahead and tighten those down in place now.